Midweek USL League One action takes us to the Cornhusker State. Defending champions Union Omaha are getting ready to take on the Richmond Kickers. There's plenty of history between these two clubs, which should make for an enticing matchup. Josh Lill with you this evening, bringing you all the action, sponsored by Centris Federal Credit Union. Looking at the live league standings, sponsored by Teriyaki Madness. Spokane, hot off of back-to-back wins atop the table in 3rd through 6th positions. Those teams operating within close quarters of each other. And today, with Naples and Tormenta being the only other matchup this evening, it's a chance for Omaha and Richmond to make up ground heading into the Jägermeister Cup. Omaha could jump into 8th with a win tonight. Richmond would move into a tie for 5th with a victory here this evening. For Omaha, they have been in better form as of late. Winners in 2 of their last 3, recording shutouts in both of those victories. Even in the loss to Portland Hearts of Pine, head coach Dom Casciato told us we were outstanding. We controlled the game, and we should have been up by 2 or 3 goals. With that being the club's 3rd match in 8 days, Omaha might have run out of gas, giving them an opportunity tonight to hit the reset button. And the club has had 10 days off and plenty of rest, so it's a chance for Charlie Ostrom to lead the club to the promised land. Huge points are on the line tonight for Omaha, and there's nobody better than Ostrom to have the ball at his feet. He's atop the Golden Playmaker race, and his best attribute is showing, which is his excellent service in from the wings. He's also just 1 assist away from tying his season high of 5. They'll need Ostrom to break down this aggressive defense this evening. Over to the visitors. The last time Richmond took on Omaha, that was actually their last win across all competitions. It's also a rematch from last year's quarterfinals, with Omaha picking up the dramatic victory in early November. And you can see Darwin Espinal striking the game winner in the 82nd minute. It was also the first victory Richmond had over Omaha since September 15th, 2022. And a player to keep our eye on for Richmond tonight, Josh Kirkland. He's taken over the goal-scoring responsibilities for the club along with Darwin Espinal. Kirkland is top 3 in the league in goals scored, and he's dangerously quick. He has that speed to cut in behind, and he will be on the receiving end of crosses, so look for him to be not just a threat on the ground, but in the air. Round 2 of this matchup in the 2025 campaign is almost here. Can Omaha even up the season series, or will Richmond win back-to-back matches against Omaha for the first time since 2022? Starters at kickoff, up next.
My name is Blake Malone, and it enables me that I am very thankful. I would say reach out. W University has been very, very kind and generous to us. They're very responsive. They have great people working up front. So I would say go, give it a reach, look out, and see if it works for you.
Starting lineups tonight, sponsored by Rotella's Bakery. For Omaha, Rashid Nuhu, the all-time appearance leader for Omaha, back in net after resting versus Portland. Charlie Ostrom on the left side of the formation. Look for him to be aggressive offensively, constantly taking space. Ryan Jiba makes his first overall start of the year, had a goal and 4 assists across all competitions last year. Over to Darren Sawatsky and the visitors. Richmond starting James Snedden in net tonight. Dakota Barnathan in a bit of that sweeper role, so look for him to step out toward the ball. Chandler O'Dwyer and Nils Seufert in the midfield. 5 assists between the two. They'll be crucial in feeding Josh Kirkland, Hayden Anderson, and Adrian Billhart making his first overall start of the year. We're moments away from kickoff. It'll be Richmond to start off, going left to right. Omaha going right to left. Richmond in their red kits with white letters and numbers. Omaha in their dark kits with white letters and numbers. And we are underway from Werner Park in Papillion, Nebraska. Josh Lill set to take you the rest of the way here this evening. One of 2 League One matchups here tonight. We'll get a little more into Tormenta Naples here in a few moments. Our head official this evening, Edson Carvalho. It's a beautiful, picturesque evening in the state of Nebraska. Omaha attempting to control, and Richmond will reset. 87 degrees at Werner Park. The wind blowing about 13 miles an hour to the north. 60% humidity. We'll have a hydration break at the half-hour mark. Inaccurate pass there by Billhart. And it looked like Seufert was near the ball going out of the touch line. Officiating crew deeming that it stays with the visitors. Hayden Anderson over to take the throw in. Ball lofted and knocked back. Sent into traffic. Volley attempt. Good. And controlled by Omaha. Schneider to the far side. Omaha led by Dom Casciato. In his 3rd year with the club. Very decorated coach in USL League One. 50 wins in his 3 years with Omaha. Recognized as the League One Coach of the Year in back-to-back years. And there is Dom Casciato. Helped Omaha to a Players' Shield just a year ago, as well as the League Championship. And his club out and running here. But a giveaway back to Richmond. Heavy touch handled well by Adrian Billhart. Inside to Fitch. Can't quite get there. And recovered by the hosts. This ball out. And there's Darren Sawatsky in his 6th year at the helm of Richmond. 55 wins to his name. And helped Richmond to a Players' Shield back in 2022. So 2 of the more iconic coaches in USL League One. Nice make there. Here's Billhart. Dangerous on the dribble. Trying to feed it inside. It's back to Fitch. Franca out to Howell. Dancing along that far touchline, dispossessed. And Omaha drawing the foul. 14th meeting between these two clubs. And Omaha lead the all-time series. 5 wins, 4 losses, and 4 draws. We talked about it in the open. Richmond, the most recent victory. But Omaha, well, they'll have the last laugh. They have the most important victory, coming in last year's quarterfinal. And that would set Omaha up for their title run, as they would go on to play Greenville and Spokane. James Snedden getting his first touch of the ball this evening. Snedden, one of the many teenagers on this Richmond roster. It's a club and coaching staff that pride themselves on a youth movement. Future is now with guys like Griffin Garnett, Beckett Howell, and James Snedden. Snedden, of course, with a red-hot finish to 2024. Putting together consecutive shutouts at one point in the latter months of the season. Omaha looking to test him here today. Cholo Martinez, the former NoCo man. Options back to Kallman. Nice ball up ahead. Played inside. Mishandled for a moment. It was an unordinary scene last time out for Omaha in their loss to Portland. Dion Akoff getting his club on the board first. He would soon fall. There's a takedown right at the edge of the area. Dakota Barnathan put in a difficult position and shown the yellow card. Yellow card brought to you by Alamo Draft House Cinemas. Barnathan, the captain, the centerpiece of Darren Sawatsky's lineup. Getting caught up here in the throne and just dragging down Patu Botello Faz. And just a reminder, that yellow card brought to you by Alamo Draft House Cinemas. Botello Faz taking one for the team. It sets up Max Schneider here on the near side for a dangerous set piece. Edson Carvajal cleaning up the mess at the sound of the whistle. Here's Schneider, all fist reset. Off of Kirkland, and the offside flag goes up. But back at the previous chance, Max Schneider with a missile right to the hands of James Snedden. And nearly caught the head there of Sergio Ors Navarro if he wanted to dive. Nonetheless, Snedden tested out of the gate. Playing long for Kirkland again. And that's a key for Richmond. They want to move the ball quickly and test you vertically. No better man to do that than Josh Kirkland, like we mentioned in our open. Rashid knew who to take the goal kick. One of the most decorated keepers in League One history. Two-time Golden Glove winner. An all-time leader in career shutouts with 42. Trying to push his team forward. But back to Omaha's previous match. It was the first time they were defeated when leading at the half and scoring first since June 2nd of 2024 in a loss to Northern Colorado. They went 13 games unbeaten when scoring first. Undefeated. Dancing along the byline, kept in. And Charlie Ostrom with a second and third effort to just keep that play alive. The Omaha faithful calling for a foul, but that's exactly what Charlie Ostrom brings to the table. Just this gritty attitude and an ability to fight through any sort of contact. And that, all you can see, is why he has 4 assists on the year. Jiba dancing by the defense. Jiba in good positioning, takes a hack and into the supporter section. Snedden holding his breath there for a few moments. Ryan Jiba making something from nothing. Working through a couple of defenders, and not afraid to have a go. Nearly striking the crossbar. Here's Bill Hart, dangerous spot, one-timer! And the kickers are on the board, silencing Omaha. Put Adrian Billhart atop the billboards for this tremendous strike. James Snedden lofting it up. It looks like it goes off the head of Kirkland. Wonderful timing. And Billhart striking along the far post. Rashid Nuhu in no man's land, laying out for the ball, calling for an offside flag. And Billhart with his first goal of the year across all competitions, having an impact in his first start of the year. Omaha down here early, trying to find a response. Things looking good here so far. Henderson defending. And Coleman inside. Schneider back. And Anderson Holt unable to get to that ball. Back the way of the kickers. Josh Kirkland being credited with the assist. And you talk about the importance of this match tonight in terms of the league table. This match in the Tormenta Naples game, only 2, as O'Dwyer has a go off the post, and it's an own goal! Oh my, in Omaha! 2 goals for the visitors in a matter of minutes. Shock and despair at Werner Park. Let's play this one back. What a great chance here from Chandler O'Dwyer. And then it's off. Well, it's hard to see there momentarily. It looks like it was off the foot of Brandon Knapp. Yeah, Knapp just in the wrong spot. And Nuhu unable to rescue Omaha in time. And the hosts in shambles here inside the first 15 minutes. Bouncing ball dropped by Sneddon. And what an eventful first 16 minutes or so here in the first half. And it is an Omaha corner kick, sponsored by Modelo. Brandon Knapp officially given the own goal at the 14th minute. So those two goals just 2 minutes apart on a Modelo corner kick. Omaha trying to answer. That one lands atop the crossbar. Flex the people place purpose stars on our crest because everyone within the LGBTQIA+ community has a place and a purpose in our world. When we celebrate our diversity, we shine bright together. Visit shop.unionomaha.com to get yours. Pride Night being celebrated at Warner Park. A tough start here for the hosts. 2 goals in 2 minutes conceded. As Barnathan goes down, the second booking of the first half has been issued. Patu Botello Foz right in the middle of it, colliding hard with Dakota Barnathan. And if you remember just a few minutes ago, it was the other way around between those two. But the first booking was shown as Botello Foz took down Barnathan. Both players trading bookings. And it goes the way of the visitors. Simon Fitch back. Feet inside blocked by Barnathan. In transition come Omaha. Max Schneider with a rip! And with Sneddon facing the sun, it can't be easy. Multiple challenges by Omaha. None proving to be fatal, but definitely close here. Schneider refusing to give up and sends that one a matter of inches away from the netting. Here's Sneddon's heave. Eventually finds Barnathan. And back to Franca. Excuse me, that's Howell. Chelo Martinez. Shoved down from behind, and an easy foul call for Edson Carvajal. Richmond are quick to score. They've now scored 5 goals inside the first 15 minutes of the first half, most in the league. They've also recorded 13 first half goals in their 14 league matches, also most in the league. Kirkland with a chance to add to that tally, and he's defended well there. Current score between Tormenta and Naples, 1 apiece. Naples currently sitting in 3rd in the league standings. Tormenta in the bottom half. That would be a big 3 points if Tormenta could go out in front. But right now it'd be a tough 3 points for Omaha. Down 2 here early on. One of those goals on their own accord. Right now, if you're Dom Casciato and club, you're just trying to gain some rhythm, find a little momentum. There's been excellent shot opportunities. It's about finishing those as Ryan Jiba switching the sides. Chance here at the edge of the area. Jiba thought about having a go. Where's Navarro? Near side to Ostrom. Curling ball popped up, and a header off the post. Rebound, they score! A pivotal response, and Omaha has cut their deficit in half. Patu Botello Faz in the perfect place, playing that off the crossbar and picking up his own loose trash to bury that one behind Snedden. And we've got a doozy here inside the first 25 minutes. And that goal is sponsored to you by Hurrdat Sports Bar. There is life in Werner Park. Omaha not afraid of a challenge. Looking to even things up here before the water break. Brendan Knapp, responsible for that own goal. Would love to see his club even this match up. Set it even once again. All three goals tonight coming in such quick fashion. First for Richmond, coming off of a goal kick. It traveled 75% of the length of the pitch off of Josh Kirkland's head and put in by Bill Hart. In the middle of things, Omaha recording an own goal. And Max Schneider controlling the pace on Omaha's goal. Moving things very quickly, and you can see what happens when you have a solid midfield that can just push the play along and set everybody else up for success. Here's Jello Martinez. To Coleman. Martinez playing long to Ostrom and over his head. Fitch with a long send. That one long for Hayden Anderson. Barnathan ops back to James Snedden. Coming into tonight, 32 saves, 52 shots, recording a couple of shutouts this year. Mistouch resulting transition here. Chandler O'Dwyer. That one to the left of Rashid Nuhu. A wonky sequence of events. The ball staying with Omaha here. Dom Casciato's squad. You talk about the constant fight that they've had to have this year. Injuries all throughout the season. Latest on that list, Adon Gomez, joining Lagos, Kunga, and Blake Malone. All three of those players ever so crucial to the club's success last year. As Omaha has light. And Coach Casciato just imploring his club to continue fighting. And a big part of that is the leadership group that he has in the locker room. Especially guys like Rashid Nuhu, Chelo Martinez, Dion Akoff, and Charlie Ostrom, along with Brent Kallman, just helping the young guys keep their eye on the prize. It's helpful to have great guys in the locker room and just making sure they understand the process of this long season. Funny enough for Omaha, a very similar record to 2 years ago when they won the Players' Shield. In 2023, they started out with a record of 2-3-5. They went on to win the Players' Shield. This year, heading into this match, starting off with a record of 3-5-2. Coach Dom Casciato kind of laughed and said, well, it's nice to be reminded of that record. But he said the focus is never just about the trophies. It's about going game to game. Yes, you want to perform well for your club and your fan base. You always want to win everything in the end, but it's about focusing on the present moment and the task at hand. He has faith. As long as Omaha stays true to their playing style, he knows the results will eventually go their way. Kallman with the deep send, looking for Ostrom. Settles it down at the edge of the area. An aggressive pass there, looking for Brandon Knapp. A little too far-fetched. And we'll go out for a goal kick. And James Snedden. On the other hand, another injury-riddled team in Richmond. Tonight, no Darwin Espinal, Matt Bulldog, Maxie Schenfeld, James Vaughn. Darren Sawatsky even mentioned Griffin Garnett, still a little banged up. But he knows a lot of the areas where their team is finding a little bit of struggles is preventable. Right, he mentioned a lot of the goals that Richmond's giving up. We can prevent those from happening. You know, it's a young roster with playing time and more training sessions. You can limit those mistakes. But a big piece for Darren Sawatsky today is limiting the successful crosses. As Omaha does so at a high volume. Header bouncing, Nuhu swatting it away. And it will stay with the kickers. Rashid Nuhu battle tested here inside the first half hour. Only conceding the one goal. As Nils Seufert set to take this set piece. Seufert, outswinging ball, and a pull down. And it's going to be a foul against Richmond. Guy Franca tugging at the jersey of an Omaha player. Rashid Nuhu opting to go quickly. Ostrom finds Jiba dispossessed in excellent fashion. Billhart bouncing around, unable to control. Both clubs playing a little hot potato out near the center circle. This just in, Union Omaha Soccer is back at Werner Park. Whether it's the heart-stopping action, delicious concessions, or your Owls, the 2024 USL League One champions electrify the pitch. It's Youth Soccer Night presented by Nebraska Medicine on July 18th. You don't just watch the action, you are the action. And we can't wait to see you. One city, one club, one means all. Chelo Martinez. Right into the hands of James Snedden. The lone goal that Richmond conceded last week as Kirkland unable to keep it in. They were unable to clear, making way for Nico Brett to put away the game-winning goal for Spokane on the road against Richmond. Darren Sawatsky mentioned we've got to make sure we clear those chances here tonight. As here is our first hydration break. And it was an eventful first 30 minutes, so let's take a look at some of these highlights. So starting off, James Snedden with a heave off the head of Josh Kirkland, and Adrian Billhart with a phenomenal finish off that left stick. And it's so tough off of a goal kick. James Snedden getting a hockey assist here this evening. And Billhart recording his first goal of the year in his first start in the 2025 campaign. And then just 2 minutes later, an ordinary Simon Fitch throw-in, working its way toward the back line of Omaha. And they're trying to work quickly. And Chandler O'Dwyer strikes one off the woodwork. And then it would be Brandon Knapp miscommunicating with Rashid Nuhu. Puts that one home for Richmond. An own goal by Knapp, making it 2-0 Kickers. Omaha making a little noise here. A header by Patsu Botello Faz, initially off the crossbar and finishing his own chance on the second opportunity. Has us at a 2-1 score here in the 33rd minute. And due to the nature of the weather, and currently at 87 degrees, the humidity has increased since kickoff, going from 60 to 64%. That calls for a hydration break. And the league making sure that player safety is recognized in these hot conditions. Wouldn't be surprised to see more of that as these summer months come along. But a beautiful evening. It'll drop to around 79 by the end of the match. Edson Carvajal checking with his officials. And at the sound of the whistle, the hydration break concludes. And we are back underway for the final 12 or so minutes of the first half. As Barnathan called for a foul immediately. Botello Faz hitting the turf. Signed to a 25-day contract on June 6th. And he has just had a phenomenal impact. You can see he's pushed down from behind. Winning the Legends Cup and the NISA title in 2021 with the then NISA club Detroit City FC. Also while winning the Golden Ball. Botello Faz showing his goal scoring abilities here tonight. As that ball finds nobody. And Snedden will reset the attack. Richmond tonight without Darwin Espinal. Doing well so far without the star striker. Transition, come Omaha. Quickly, Ors Navarro Jiba inside. Over to Ostrom. Was along the byline. Back out to Ors Navarro. A header deflected right back to the feet of Ostrom. The edge of the 6-yard box. And eventually cleared by Richmond. Appointing Ostrom to take this throw in. The dangerous Adrian Billhart. Far side over to Howell. Not much of an intense press here. Omaha waiting until the ball hits that second level to make their move, as you can see right here. More or less trying to bait Richmond into taking space. Omaha with numbers forward. Three goals inside the first 21 minutes. And it's slowed down just a bit here. Schneider inside. Botello Faz, near side, left-footed rip. And it's blocked away. Beckett Howell getting the worst of that. And that Brandon Knapp strike. Knapp trying to erase his own goal. To pick out the perfect pass. Omaha in a high noon standoff with Richmond, as Knapp has barely moved, taking several throw-ins from the same spot. Could this be the one that finally stays in play? It does. And popped up by Clyde Chella. Doesn't stay in play for long. Edson Carvajal calling for Knapp to take the throw in a little farther back. Now with the ball. Richmond with a high press, just not giving Dom Casciato's squad any room to breathe. They want to beat you man to man. Somebody always being marked until they're left open. Cross inside. Botello Faz had his eyes set on a brace opportunity. Darren Sawatsky has to be pleased with his club's performance up to this point. As there is a Richmond player down on his knee. And we hear the whistle. Good to go. Just one shot on target for the visitors here today. Compared to Omaha, who have 3. They've held 67% of the ball up to this point. Botello Faz. Over to Knapp. Shut down by Howell. Forced to try the other side. Anderson Holt. Jiba grabbed from behind. Easy booking call against Clyde Echella. And that yellow card is brought to you by Alamo Drafthouse Cinemas. Jiba taking a hard fall, being checked on by Edson Carvajal. And that's a no-brainer right there. Echella with nothing to say about it. Again, that yellow card brought to you by Alamo Drafthouse Cinemas. Anderson Holt on the set piece. Playing it short, cycled around. Martinez. Trying to thread the needle there. And a streaking Josh Kirkland up ahead. Nuhu with a dangerous pass. Eventually finds Holt. Under duress are Omaha. Having to play the long ball and unsuccessful. Omaha showing a little more aggressiveness defensively. Trying to have it pay off here as it's kept in. But Snedden will win that touch. Play near the half line. Schneider. Ryan Jiba doing such a good job acting as a connecting point here today. More of an attacking type role in the midfield, not afraid to drop down by Max Schneider. As you can see, 27, afraid to take the ball the length of the pitch. Turned over by Holt. On the counter comes Billhard. And Jiba showing his defense. Stepping up to the plate, making the play when it matters the most. No foul there against Richmond. Guy Franca might have been a little shocked. Nonetheless, here's Bill Hart as Kirkland inside. A little overzealous with that pass. Adrian Billhart. Very impactful first 45 minutes of play. Won the championship back in 2022 with Tormenta. Named the comeback player of the year that season. Pitch challenged. Gliding. Bouncing ball. Here's Kirkland. Wide open net. Can he beat Nuhu? You got it! A three-piece for Richmond in the first half, and it's Josh Kirkland. And the boys in red are putting Omaha to bed. That one off the head of Kallman. Miscommunication with Nuhu. And Josh Kirkland doing what he does best, putting the finishing touch on that ball. And you can feel the frustration from Omaha. A clunky goal. And it seemed like Omaha was ready to tie this match at 2 apiece, holding 70% of the ball as 3 minutes of stoppage time have been announced. And then all of a sudden, Richmond on the counter, just so quick. And that is a staple of Darren Sawatsky play. Having a guy like Josh Kirkland atop the formation. And Dom Casciato trying to figure it out here. And you have to think there has to be a reason why Emiliano Terazaghi has had the career he's had playing for the Richmond Kickers. Sawatsky loves the relentless pressure from his strikers. Kirkland, you could see wiping the sweat off his forehead, refusing to settle and not press. And a hefty collision. Sergio Ors Navarro and Guy Franca shown the yellow card there. And a tough scene on the pitch. We hope both players are okay. Franca running right into Ors Navarro. The Omaha man up on his feet. Franca still being checked out. Again, our best wishes to both players as that was a rough collision. Good to see Franca on his feet. But shown an Alamo Drafthouse Cinemas yellow card. Jogging well, and Edson Carvajal telling the defender he's got to wait along the touch lines to enter back into the match. Franca and Sawatsky don't like that too much, as Omaha are in a threatening position. Bicello Martinez and Edson Carvajal making sure everything's in order. Martinez floats it in and steered aside. A matter of moments away from the first half whistle. Richmond content with letting the clock tick a bit here. Up 3-1 on the road. Howell to chase. Back to Franca. His deep send. Now past the byline. And there is the first half whistle. It's the Richmond Kickers coming in on the road, putting together a 3-goal half to lead Omaha 3-1 here in match week 17. Goals credited to Adrian Billhart and Josh Kirkland. An own goal committed by Brandon Knapp. This halftime score brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott La Vista. We'll be back with highlights, stats, and more from around the league.
How much is the Branzino?
It's market price.
CarMax has upfront pricing on cars. You can't tell me how much a fish costs?
Ma'am. Ma'am, you can't use our bathtubs.
CarMax has test drives. You can't have test baths?
How did you even get water in there?
I don't know. You tell me.
I hate this job.
Experience CarMax, and you'll never settle for anything less.
It's an age-old tradition, sneaking a taste before it's ready to serve. But when you see the Finest Reserve label, you just can't help yourself. Because you know an immersive, unexpected flavor experience awaits. The passion and the creativity are felt and tasted in every bite, twisting contemporary cuisine in satisfying new ways. It makes it almost impossible not to want to taste it before the meal. Finest Reserve. Every flavor tells a story.
To be a part of Nebraska medicine
Hi, welcome.
Good to see you.
is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska Medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors
How are you?
that open doors
That went really well.
to growth and opportunity for each other and for our community. For those who know that the academic experience,
You know what? I agree.
the life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere else.
Doing great.
And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Nebraska medicine, together extraordinary.
This just in, Union Omaha Soccer is back at Werner Park. It's Pride Night and Pups on the pitch on June 25th. Come and show off your colors, and don't forget to bring your furry friend. Whether it's the heart-stopping action, delicious concessions, or your Owls, the 2024 USL League One champions electrify the pitch. You don't just watch the action, you are the action, and we can't wait to see you. One city, one club, one means all.
Back at Werner Park in Papillion, Nebraska, Richmond lead Omaha 3-1, and your halftime score is brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott, La Vista. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedules for both teams. First off, for Union Omaha, their next 5, they'll go on the road for the next 2 into Lancaster and Charlotte, and then back home against Tormenta for an 8 p.m. kick Eastern time on July 18th. Then they'll have a little bit of time off from league play. They'll play the current table toppers on the road, Spokane Velocity, and then capping off their next 5-game stretch in league play, they'll have an opportunity to host Westchester on August 6th for an 8 p.m. Eastern kickoff. Over to the visitors in Richmond, they'll head home to face Chattanooga Red Wolves SC on July 12th for a 7 p.m. Eastern kick. Then they'll head on the road to face Rick Wright and company, coming back home to take on Naples. That should be an exhilarating match between 2 of the better scoring clubs in the league. And the back-to-back road matches against Portland and One Knox. Those 2 being 2 of the more formidable places to play to provide a tough fan base to compete against. Again, your score brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott, La Vista, Richmond leading Omaha 3-1. We'll be back with news and notes, Team of the Week, and Jägermeister Cup schedule, and more.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was
Put the load right on me.
totally worth it.
Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Here it comes again. It's scored. The Legion double their lead. Torres swinging it. Charleston gets one right back.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it. So whether you're chasing your goals or just staying active this summer, make sure to stay hydrated with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way.
Focus!
Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power.
Whatever it takes.
Trusted for over 100 years. Tiger Balm's proven herbal blend tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger so that you can rise above pain.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
And get back to living. This is the way of the Tiger.
Mi nombre es Josué Aaron Gómez y soy del Paso, Texas. Creo que significaría mucho para mí, para mi futuro. Creo que al terminar mi carrera futbolística, creo que poder implementar lo que voy a aprender en la escuela, creo que eso va a ser muy importante para mí y para mi futuro.
News and notes from around the league, starting off with Spokane Velocity. All rise for Lee Viehmann's crew. They're unbeaten through 11 matches, looking to make it back to the league title for the second year in a row. And Solomon Asante recording a stoppage time stunner, propelling Texoma to new heights, recording the game winner in the dying seconds of their match versus Charlotte. They have won 4 of their last 5 league matches. And Greenville, they're starting to look like their old selves, finally picking up a victory after an 8-match winless streak. Rick Wright and company turning things around in Greenville. Looking at Team of the Week, Dave Carton named Coach of the Week. Our Player of the Week, Ajmir Spangler, has just been recording incredible goals for Texoma, propelling them to their current record and unbeaten streak. Azad Liadi and Ali Wright in there for Portland. Siebert Haugley getting the nod, 4-1 knocks. With excellent defense in Carlos Obregon Jr. and Prince Sadie representing Westchester well in Team of the Week. Looking at our Jägermeister Cup schedule for the weekend, the Lone Friday match, Rhode Island hosting Portland Hearts of Pine in a Northeastern United States clash at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday evening. Greenville set to host Miami FC of the USL Championship. Tormenta will have Charleston in town. In Loudoun, we'll see the Charlotte Independents on home turf. Pittsburgh Riverhounds will welcome Westchester into Pittsburgh, and then the nightcap for a 10:30 Eastern p.m. kick. Las Vegas Lights will host Spokane Velocity FC. That should be a great match. Just moments away from the second half of play, and we'll be back with first half highlights and stats. Again, Richmond lead Omaha 3-1 at the break.
It's an age-old tradition, sneaking a taste before it's ready to serve. But when you see the finest reserve label, you just can't help yourself. Because you know an immersive, unexpected flavor experience awaits. The passion and the creativity are felt and tasted in every bite, twisting contemporary cuisine in satisfying new ways. It makes it almost impossible not to want to taste it before the meal. Finest Reserve. Every flavor tells a story.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
To be a part of Nebraska medicine.
Hi, welcome.
Good to see you.
Is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska Medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors.
How are you?
That open doors.
That went really well.
To growth and opportunity for each other and for our community. For those who know that the academic experience.
You know what? I agree.
The life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere else.
Doing great.
And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Nebraska Medicine. Together, extraordinary.
Our halftime score brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott La Vista. Union Omaha trailing Richmond Kickers 3-1 at the break. It was an exciting first half, to say the least. Let's take a look at the highlights. An action-packed first 45 minutes of play between Omaha and Richmond. Starting off here on the free kick opportunity, Max Schneider rifling one off the gloves of James Snedden. And in the 12th minute, Richmond would get it cooking. James Snedden, well, he'd get a hockey assist here. Josh Kirkland with the real assist on that touch, and Adrian Billhart with an incredible strike off the far post. That would give Richmond the 1-0 lead, the first of the year for Billhart. And then things, well, let's just say they wouldn't go Omaha's way. Just a couple minutes. A dispossession there by Kirkland finds O'Dwyer off the post. And it's Brandon Knapp recording the own goal, attempting to clear that one out past the byline. Instead, putting that one into the netting, and Rashid Nuhu frustrated, and understandably so. So 7 minutes later, Dom Casciato's squad refusing to give in. It's Charlie Ostrom switching the pitch. A header lofted up, finds Patu Botello Faz. He initially hits the crossbar, collects his own rebound, and records the first goal of the evening for Omaha. That would make it a 2-1 match, and just as Omaha were gaining control, they had 70% of the ball. They looked like they were going to even this match up. James Snedden off another goal kick, off the head of Brent Coleman, and misplayed there with him and Rashid Nuhu, and Josh Kirkland doesn't miss, extending Richmond's lead to 3-1. And just utter frustration from the hosts. Josh Kirkland and company taking advantage. Looking at the first half stats, shots going the way of Omaha, overall leading 7-6 and 3-2, and controlling the ball by 71%. But Darren Sawatsky, one of those coaches that doesn't need the ball to be successful, has 3 goals with just 29% possession. Just 2 corner kicks between both clubs this evening, but 4 yellow cards already in the first 45 minutes of play. And that is our halftime stats between Omaha and Richmond. The Kickers lead Omaha 3-1. And taking a look at the league schedule, on Saturday, AV Alta will host FC Naples in Westchester. On Wednesday, it'll be an action-packed Wednesday. Westchester hosting Greenville, and a couple newcomers taking center stage for 6:30 p.m. Eastern kickoff. Portland Hearts of Pine in a coast-to-coast match with AV Alta. Then Spokane will welcome Texoma out west for the second time this year. That one's set to be for 10 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. So that's our upcoming league schedule in League One. Both teams still in their huddles. Rashid Nuhu, the captain, trying to rally his troops. Omaha in their dark kits with white letters and numbers. Richmond in their red kits with white letters and numbers. Omaha will have the kickoff. Substitutions here for Omaha. We'll get to those in a moment. Richmond looking to build on their lead. Never content. As you can see, just in the matches around the league, year in and year out, no lead is ever safe. And take a look at Charlotte. Put together back-to-back 2-goal comebacks. Joe Gallardo on the pitch for Omaha, one of the key pieces and leaders of this team. Three substitutions for Omaha, Gallardo being one of them. And we are underway from Warner Park in Papillion, Nebraska for the second half of action between Union Omaha and the Richmond Kickers. Josh Lill with you, set to bring you all the action here this evening. As Max Schneider running into a Richmond kicker. Our head official, Edson Garvajo, set to check on Chandler O'Dwyer, who was shaken up. Samuel Owusu also in for Omaha, making his 8th appearance in the league this year. Gallardo stepping into that right wing back role. And Prosper Kasim, the last substitution for Omaha. Kasim, a decorated player in the history of Birmingham Legion FC in the USL Championship. Their all-time appearance leader with 178. And second in goals and assists, 34 scores and 22 helpers. Gallardo this year, just 2 goals in the league as Kasim controlling. Where's Navarro? Schneider almost had that taken away. Kasim inside. Looking for the overlapping run of Schneider and unable to connect. Onside run by Gallardo inside. And stellar defense there from Guy Franca. For a goal kick, Gallardo unable to keep possession. James Snedden working with a 2-goal lead. Directing traffic there inside his 6-yard box. And the youngster getting such pivotal reps at a young age. Making 2 saves in the first half. The weather currently 84 degrees in Papillion, Nebraska. Humidity up to 68% now. The wind blowing 5 miles an hour to the northwest, and that's that Nebraska wind, ever so changing. Other scores from around the league. Tormenta and Naples even at 1 apiece. But the visitors in FC Naples with a red card. They're in the 75th minute of play. So an opportunity for Tormenta to come away with a huge 3 points at home. We'll keep you updated on that match. Up ahead, bounce down. Well taken set piece from Gallardo. Put it right in traffic. Found a friendly foot at first before it was blocked away. The implications for both of these teams this evening a little different. For Richmond, a victory tonight would put them currently in a 3-way tie for 5th, with 1 Knox and AV Alta heading into the Jägermeister Cup, round 3 to be specific. As for Omaha, a loss would keep them in 11th, but a win could jolt them into that 8th spot. Here's Kirkland. He'll have a go. Wow! My gosh, Josh Kirkland! And JK is not joking this evening. A brace inside the 51st minute. And Kirkland fighting through the contact of Chelo Martinez. And Rashid Nuhu left helpless. Excellent take at the arc and confidence behind that strike. Richmond have put up 4 this evening. And it's one of, if not the best performance we've seen from Darren Sawatsky's club all season long across all competitions. That is now the 3rd time this year that Richmond has scored 4. Did so on the opening weekend against South Georgia Tormenta FC in a 4-2 victory. And then in an 8-goal affair between Westchester. It was a 4-4 match as Beckett Howell taken down and Darren Sawatsky calling for Edson Carvalho to watch out for player safety. Max Schneider shown the yellow card. And cutting off Howell there, running right into him. And Sawatsky doesn't like it one bit. And the defending champs have dug themselves into a rut here this evening. Inside. And Simon Fitch on the receiving end, unable to connect. Rashid Nuhu trying to calm his guys, point them in the right direction. Gallardo up ahead. Right now, as it stands, Josh Kirkland will be tied atop the Golden Boot race with Leo Castro of Greenville Triumph. 7 goals. Here's Omaha. Jiba defended well by Fitch and has it taken away. Richmond refusing to give in, and with pace they run. Seufert looking to his right, had it deflected momentarily. High cross inside, bouncing ball in the 6th. Cleared with ease by Omaha, staying with the visitors. For those paying attention to other scores around the league, Tormenta has just taken a 2-1 lead over FC Naples in the 81st minute. Naples down a man to a red card. What a night, USL League One. Inside, header right to the chest of Nuhu. And Franca almost put a fifth up for Richmond. And that's why Rashid Nuhu's the captain. No matter the deficit, the core leader of this team, the one guy that's been here for it all, standing by and refusing to let that one in. Franca knows he had an incredible chance. And here come Omaha. Out to make a play, Snedden. And pointing to the spot is Edson Carvalho. And Snedden can't believe it. And he'll have to go one-on-one. So here's another look at it. So it's Ryan Jiba. But it wasn't Snedden, it was actually Simon Fitch taking out the legs of Jiba. It was tough to tell as Snedden and Fitch were coming together. But at the result of Fitch's contact, Omaha have an opportunity from the spot. It's Joe Gallardo to take. The League One Finals MVP from a year ago with a glorious opportunity here. And here is Gallardo! Omaha is not done yet. Taking a look at the foul that started it all, Simon Fitch, right on the back of Ryan Jiba, taking him down in the area. Edson Carvalho, quick to the whistle, and it's Joe Gallardo with goal number 3 in league play this year. And Omaha is very much alive still. And that goal is brought to you by Hurrdat Sports Bar. Not even at the hour mark. We've got 6 goals this evening. And that goal brought to you by Hurrdat Sports Bar. Omaha looked comfortable, even down 2 goals in the first half. Still have had 71% of the ball. That's all it takes for a Dom Casciato team. Quite literally a domino effect. Can turn this match on its head. It'll still take a lot here from Omaha. But they've got the resume to do just that. Schneider pulled down. Here's Billhart. Billhart on the counter. Left-footed strike blocked. And controlling the ball along the byline. Probably got the most friendly spin that any player will have all year in League One. Richmond plotting their next attack. And O'Dwyer taken out from underneath. Good sportsmanship there. There's Jiba colliding with the lower body of O'Dwyer. Knew it immediately, and O'Dwyer good to go. Neil Seufert standing over this ball. A player ever so important to this team. Dan Sawatsky described Seufert. He makes the pass that leads to the pass that creates the goal. Seufert, a fire starter, if you will. Ball down, O'Dwyer, he'll have a go, and it's blocked. Snedden way out past his line. Send here finds Seufert. Pitch up to Kirkland. Milanese refusing to give Josh Kirkland any room, and rightfully so. After Kirkland's brace, substitution here for Omaha, it's Ryan Betcher set to come in. Again, you talk about all the injury that Omaha sustained with Lagos Kunga, Blake Malone, and Aron Gomez. Dom Casciato having to call in for reinforcements. The 24-year-old from Hummelstown, Pennsylvania. The latest help here for Dom Casciato on loan from St. Louis City to an MLS Next Pro. We'll get to him here in a second. Already making his first touch. Looking for Barnathan. And Ryan Jiba will check out of the match. The penalty that would lead to the second Omaha goal. But Betcher in, 1 goal and 1 assist this year in just over 400 minutes with St. Louis City too. Dom Casciato mentioned Betcher brings a physical presence. It's somebody that can play as an attacking center mid, a center back. He noted regardless of Betcher's position, he's got a nose for the goal. Statement proving to be valid as Betcher was the first to meet that ball in his first seconds on the pitch here tonight. Here's Navarro, defended by Howell. Owusu with 1 goal this year. Former NYC FC Academy product. Trying to fortify the defense here late in the final half-hour of play. As that ball struck a kicker up high, and that's Simon Fitch down. And Edson Carvajal not playing around. As Fitch took a mean ball up high. And Fitch a little dazed right now. Yeah, right off the head. And not only is player safety ever so important in the game nowadays, but again, with all the head injuries you see not just in soccer, but any sport overall, you want to protect the player to the best of your abilities and provide that immediate attention and treatment. We hope Fitch is okay, as there's a heavy ball. The 66th minute, Fitch on his feet. That's great to see. Having to await his check-in on the pitch. It'll be a drop ball right at the edge of the attacking third for Omaha. They're in plus territory. Update on the Tormenta Naples match. Tormenta leading Naples 2-1 in the second 22nd minute of stoppage time. 7 of those. Inside, nice touch. Stepping is Ors Navarro and sends that one wide. Introducing the 2025 Union Omaha Love Shines pre-match top. The dazzling design reflects the people, place, purpose stars on our crest, because everyone within the LGBTQIA+ community has a place and a purpose in our world. When we celebrate our diversity, we shine bright together. Visit shop.unionomaha.com to get yours. And such an excellent cause at Werner Park this evening, with Pride Night being celebrated. And the fans at Werner Park would love to celebrate at least a draw at this point. There's Owusu being called for some sort of foul against Kirkland. Off the camera. Here's our look at it. And it wasn't Owusu with the foul, but it was Kirkland going down. The Union Omaha man talking with the head official, but making sure Kirkland is okay. Kirkland up on his own 2 feet. And has put together a memorable performance here tonight, recording a brace. Back in with the drop ball off of Schneider. Bodies flying everywhere for Richmond. We know they are not out of this match until that final whistle blows. Side, Hayden Anderson nearly getting a touch on that ball. And a foul against the kickers. Nuhu wanting to pick up the pace here as we near 70 minutes. Gallardo back to Owusu. Still 83 degrees. Papillion, Nebraska. Gallardo. A nifty shot there. It looked like he was going to cross the ball into the area. He had me fooled. Opening up his foot. Gallardo so crafty. You can see there, yeah, keeping that right foot wide, trying to bait Snedden into the top shelf of the netting. Schneider settles it. Owusu back to Nuhu. And in his neon kit, nice flick up ahead, but he finds the visitors. Beckett Howell finds Anderson with room to run as Howell near side opts to go that way along the byline and pushed out by Ors Navarro. Richmond sitting back just a little bit. Willing to throw Kirkland at the ball. Trying to save their legs just a little bit. Working into that central column. That's where they've done their damage here this evening. That first goal by Botello Foz, right in the heart of the pitch. The progress that they were making with Ryan Jiba, and he was taking down in the box. They know they can break down that Richmond formation. See, working in the middle here. A deflection, it looked like. And this one is out for an Omaha corner kick, sponsored by Modelo. An aggressive take paying off, resulting in this Modelo corner kick. Chelo Martinez heading right over to the corner flag, not wanting to waste any time. Without swing, inside the box. It will go and weigh in favor of Richmond. Again, just the third time this year that Richmond has scored 4 goals in a match. 1 win and 1 draw when doing so. Looking to add to the win column in that category. Not quite out for a corner kick. Didn't have the length. Gallardo. A tough spot. Header sent back. Kirkland clears the lines. Anderson threatening. Denied on the cross attempt. Botello Foz waiting for numbers. And the crowd doesn't quite like it. Patience is a virtue. Didn't have the numbers. Would have been tough to create an opportunity. Whereas Omaha, they know they have the talent to break down any defense. As Schneider will have a go. Bouncing ball. Excellent stop there by Snedden. Softly touched ball played to Owusu. Martinez will march forward. And the miscommunication is that one headed for the feet of Dom Casciato. Not the intended target. And substitutions here. Set to be made. Landon Johnson. And Jonathan Kanagwa coming on for the kickers. Kanagwa, the VCU alum, part of the Atlantic 10 All-Rookie team 5 years ago. Second team All-Conference in 2023. Had a goal in the Atlantic 10 title game. But in a big spot here. Just his 5th appearance overall this year. All coming via league play. In search of his first goal contribution in professional soccer. Billhart. Deflected out for Omaha. This just in. Union Omaha Soccer is back at Werner Park. Whether it's the heart-stopping action, delicious concessions, or your Owls, the 2024 USL League One champions electrify the pitch. It's Youth Soccer Night presented by Nebraska Medicine on July 18th. You don't just watch the action, you are the action. We can't wait to see you. One city, one club, one means all. Gallardo, curling ball. And missing right in front of Snedden. One goal this evening coming from the penalty spot for Joe Gallardo. Snedden giving it right back to Omaha. Landon Johnson, we mentioned also in for Richmond. The former Atlanta United Academy player. Coming along nicely for Darren Sawatsky. There's Mark Bronick. We'll check in here momentarily for Omaha. But Johnson in that conversation with guys like James Snedden and Beckett Howell, who Darren Sawatsky feels, in terms of the young guys, have grown the most. Johnson developing well. Recorded his first professional goal contribution last year. An assist, still awaiting his first pro goal. And Bronick officially checked in. Became the third Academy player for Union Omaha to go pro. Back on Judgment Day in the 2024 campaign. Gallardo dancing inside. He'll take with his left foot. That one way down yonder into the dugout. Chelo Martinez making way for Bronick. Became the youngest goal scorer in Union Omaha history. And scoring against Central Valley. At 17 years of age, 11 months a day. O'Dwyer not challenging in the air against Owusu. Soft roller, eventually finds Kasim. Over the faded infield. Between first and second base. Schneider switching things up. And Gallardo not quick enough to meet the ball. Just under 10 minutes until stoppage time. And the kickers have been in control the entire way. Ruthless in their attack and smothering in their defense. Started all with that man, Adrian Billhart. Attempting to find O'Dwyer, unsuccessful. Here's Seufert. Now here's O'Dwyer. He'll have a go. And up onto the lawn. I've seen O'Dwyer have a couple of great chances tonight. could nearly have a couple of goals, just like his counterpart, Josh Kirkland. Billhart, push from behind. Easy foul call for Edson Carvajal. Time here. As there is a player down for Richmond. Training staff on the pitch. And it's Adrian Billhart being tended to with a little bit of a limp. Trying to get out of this match unscathed. Here's the previous shakeup. Ryan Betcher just awkwardly coming into contact with Adrian Billhart. And Betcher standing 6'3" up against the 5'9" Billhart. That brute force of nature can't be easy to deal with. So Billhart's day is done. Rivandi Pierre-Louis in for Darren Sawatsky. Came over from FC Motown. Ball up ahead. Good chance, and what a strike! The hearts of Omaha are still beating, and it's Mark Bronick with his first of the 2025 campaign. An impact substitution here. And Bronick at the edge of the area challenges and beats Sneddon. And this one is setting up for an exhilarating finish. Omaha down 3-1 at one point. And even before that, down 2-0. Then 3-1. Then 4-1. And that goal is brought to you by Herdad Sports Bar. Refusing to give in to the circumstances at hand. Tom Casciato's crew fighting for a crucial point here. Richmond trying to put this match away. You knew it would be tough against a team like Union Omaha. But one couldn't imagine this. Letting time tick. O'Dwyer. Here's Fitch. Header by Johnson popped up. And out of play. This will be the most minutes that Rivandi Pierre-Louis has played in his professional career. Just 1 minute leading up to this match played all season long in his first professional season. Here tonight, Pierre-Louis playing the most pivotal minutes he has all year long. Gallardo. Every cross, the Omaha fans holding their breath. Imagine Darren Sawatsky might be doing the same. Somehow, some way, Omaha has made this a one-goal match. Floated in. Snedden coming off his line there to attempt to make the stop. Entanglement at the edge of the area. And Richmond clear. Owusu understands the importance of that first pass into the second level. Could lead to something big. Numbers forward. Richmond unable to clear past Owusu and Coleman. Kasim switches the pitch to the far side. Cross headed away. Ostrom to keep. Here's Schneider. Under 3 minutes until stoppage time. Dom Casciato motioning for the numbers forward. He feels like he has Richmond right where he wants them. Milanese back there, apologies. Cross, covered up by Snedden. And the youngster has seen many of tasks. None greater than this one up to this point in 2025. We're now under 2 minutes until stoppage time. What Omaha need right here is a quick score before that 90-minute mark. And then just hope that they have a lengthy amount of added time. Gallardo along the byline. Lofted cross, backside, and a collision at the far post. It's tough to tell who's down, but we'll have another look at it as Edson Carvajal calling the training staff on the pitch. Gallardo. It looks like that was Betcher. The youngster being helped up. This is exactly why Casciato brought in Betcher. Talk about the effort that he brings. The posts are adjusted for this Modelo corner kick. And Gallardo will have an in-swinging opportunity. Fans at the edge of their seats, nearing stoppage time. Gallardo with a magnificent opportunity to help Omaha pick up points. Edson Carvajal going for a little less extracurricular activity. Gallardo fisted away by Snedden. And a foul against Omaha. Snedden slow to get up. I hope he's okay. Five minutes of stoppage time have been announced. And here's the ball in by Gallardo. And Snedden taking a hard fall. And in traffic like that, it's hard to tell sometimes whether you're colliding with a player or just hitting the ground with vicious intent. Again, 5 minutes of stoppage time. Plenty of time here for Omaha to chalk one up on the board. Here's Bronick. Looking for Botello Foz. Ostrom. Here's the throw, header back. Gallardo with a self volley. Knocked down, reset outside the 18. Excellent takeaway by Richmond. Dispossess Ostrom. No foul from behind. It'll stay with Omaha. It's Pierre-Louis over there, creating the contact. Inaccurate ball. Down goes Beckett Howell, drawing the foul. Sneddon over to get the ball, content with every second that trickles off this clock. And Sneddon going for Guy Franca, showing a yellow card for time wasting. Just strategy there by Sneddon, wasting every precious moment for Union Omaha. Kasim. That yellow card brought to you by Alamo Drafthouse Cinemas. Ostrom to take the throw. Good header, bouncing ball. And Sneddon beats everyone to it. Picking it up last second. And things are getting a little chippy here as Sergio Ors Navarro having some words for James Sneddon, as he felt like Sneddon faking contact that wasn't there. And here's our look at it. So Sneddon going to pick up the ball on the ground. Yeah. And a no-brainer there, literally. You hope Sneddon's okay. Ors Navarro with just unnecessary contact against the young goalkeeper. Sneddon, good to see he's okay. But Navarro didn't like it in the moment. Under 30 seconds until the approximate end of stoppage time. Omaha trying to hold on here and put together one last attack. Milanese. Franca. The boot back to Nuhu. What a thriller this has shaped up to be. And here comes Omaha. Numbers forward. Richmond playing back. Owusu. Milanese. Here's Kasim. Looking for Betcher. Sneddon not worrying there on the Owusu take. Looking to put this match to rest and escape with a massive 3 points. Bronick unable to play cleanly. Franca skies it. And Omaha are in business here in the final moments of the match. Here's Gallardo. This pass has to be perfect. The edge of the 6. Bounced up Milanese. Floated by Ostrom. Gallardo Near the byline, can't control. And that's it. The Richmond Kickers coming to Werner Park and defeat Union Omaha for the second time in the 2025 campaign. After falling to Omaha in the first round of the playoffs last year. The Kickers playing with heavy hearts and picking up back-to-back wins for the first time since 2022 against Omaha. Man of the match, presented by Platinum Chiropractic Wellness, Mark Bronick for Omaha, giving Dom Casciato's squad hope. That would be the third goal to cut Omaha's deficit down to 1 at the edge of the area. One of the best strikes that you'll see this season. Again, your man of the match, presented by Platinum Chiropractic Wellness. Your final from Werner Park, the Richmond Kickers coming away with a 4-3 victory on the road to defeat Union Omaha. And Richmond will stay above the playoff line, headed into round 3 of the Jägermeister Cup. And your final score brought to you by the Blackstone District. Stay tuned, folks. We've got full-time highlights and stats coming up next. Again, your final. Union Omaha fall at home to Richmond 4-3. Your final score brought to you by the Blackstone District.
My name is Anderson Holt, and I play center back for Union Omaha. It's been a great partnership, and I've definitely felt the effects because I've been a student for 2.5 years now, and I love the soccer school balance, and I think that they do a really good job communicating between the team and the school to help make sure that I'm always taken care of and they're looking after me.
Your final from Papillion, Nebraska, brought to you by the Blackstone District. The Richmond Kickers picking up the massive 4-3 victory on the road to defeat Omaha. Let's take a look at full-time highlights from this exhilarating 90 minutes of play. So getting us started, the first goal for Richmond, James Snedden with a lofty goal kick off the head of Josh Kirkland and finding Adrian Billhart for his first goal on the air. Snedden, well, he would get a hockey assist, but not officially. Kirkland recording the helper on that goal. That would make it 1-0 Richmond. And a couple of minutes later, a pivotal mistake that would eventually cost Omaha a point here this evening. Chandler O'Dwyer ripping one off the pipe, and then an own goal committed by Brandon Knapp, miscommunicating with Rashid Nuhu. Thought he would clear that off the byline, but ended up helping out Richmond big time, making the Kickers lead 2-0. But just 7 minutes later, the resilience factor kicking in for Union Omaha. It's Charlie Ostrom. We knew the impact he would have, stretching out this Richmond defense, finding Patu Botello Faz, missing on his first attempt, but cleaning up his own second chance. That would make it 2-1 Richmond. Omaha cutting their deficit in half. And right before the break, off of another heave by James Snedden, this one going off the head of Brent Kallman, and just collides with Rashid Nuhu. Josh Kirkland not missing there, making it a 3-1 game. Not missing the empty net opportunity. And that wouldn't be the last we'd see of Josh Kirkland. Just 5 minutes into the second half, Pete Kirkland here on the counter, creating that dispossession, and then having a go from outside the box, beating Rashid Nuhu. That would make it 4-1 Richmond. Now you might think Omaha might be out of it at this point, down 3 goals. Well, not so fast. Dom Casciato's teams never give in. And just 8 minutes later, Simon Fitch, a foul inside the box on Ryan Jiba, and old reliable Joe Gallardo would make it 4-2. Omaha cutting the deficit down to 2. And with fans at the edge of their seats, less than 10 minutes before stoppage time, Mark Bronick off the bench with a beautiful rip from the edge of the area. And that would make it a 1-goal match. An excellent second half effort from Omaha. It just would not be enough in the end. Richmond coming away with the 4-3 victory. A look at full-time stats brought to you by Pepsi. 18 shots to 12 for Omaha, 7 shots on target to 4 in favor of Omaha. And the hosts having 71% of the ball this evening. Exact same percentage it was at half. So you talk about the consistency that Dom Casciato's team played with here today. Just really 1 error away from coming away with 1 point on a 3-3 draw, courtesy of the own goal. 4 total corner kicks and 6 yellow cards. Things were getting chippy at the end, but all the mentality is remaining intact, and Omaha falling in the final moments to the Richmond Kickers. Jägermeister Cup action in round number 3 up for both of these teams this weekend. Omaha falling to Richmond 4-3. Your final score brought to you by the Blackstone District. A huge thank you to our entire crew for making this production possible. I've been Josh Lill. Have a great evening. Richmond Kickers come away with a pivotal 4-3 victory on the road against Union Omaha.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.